I've been playing in this hardcore Minecraft world for over half a year. During this time, I've transformed an island, upgraded a village, built a harbor, as well as an entire desert city. Since my goal for this world is to create diverse civilizations that feel alive and connected, I plan to link all of my builds together through a massive network of paths. Easier said than done though, as some of my builds are over 1,000 blocks apart. I guess that just means that there's no time to waste, so let's start off by connecting our island base to a village we transformed a couple of episodes ago. Okay, this is so awesome. As you can see now, we can just take this bridge. Oh, no way. What the heck? I missed a block here. No! Hold on, I can fix this. Give me this grass block, put that there. Okay, boom, crisis averted. Okay, I was trying to say that we now have a pathway, connecting the two different areas, which is super awesome. I had to do a little bit of terraforming, and I also built, some boulders, which I like to do. But all in all, super happy with how this little area turned out. I think I want to build some trees and stuff, and I was also thinking we could maybe build some sort of mine entrance or something in this hillside. Could look really cool. Those are future projects though. For now, I'm just really happy that we can now access our village with a horse, and I'm excited to eventually be able to access all of our builds with a horse. Okay, I am super pumped to get started on the rest of the pathways, but before we get too carried away, I'm happy to say that I finally updated my game, so let's go find some of the happy ghasts. Okay, so if I'm correct, they should be around these bone structures. I'm not seeing any yet. Oh, we could try to get the new music disc too. Come on, come over here, ghast. Ow, what's hitting me? Get out of here, guy. Get out. Get out! We can do this. I believe. Give me the music disc. Give me the What? It went through him. Oh, chicken jockey. Come on. Come on. Yes! Okay, come on. Let's see if he dropped it. Yes, I see it. I see it. Let's go. Yes. New music disc. What is this one called? Tears. Yeah, we got the Tears music disc. Okay, that is awesome. Let's continue looking for one of these dried ghasts, though. There has to be one around here somewhere. Oh, this is sketchy. Okay, I don't think I've explored this area before. Come on, is there any over here? No, doesn't look like it. Any over here? Nope. Second music disc? Let's go. Oh, no way. There's one of the, what are these called? Dried gastlings, I think? Yeah, dried ghast. Let's go. Let's maybe see if we can find a second one just so he has a, a buddy. And sweet, there's a second one right here. Let's pick that up. And there's a third one right here, but that's a little bit sketchy. Let's maybe just bridge underneath it. Okay, oh, okay, awesome. And you know what? I think 3 of these guys is more than enough. Let's get out of here. I think for these guys to grow up, we need to rehydrate them in the water. So maybe let's just place them down right here. So yeah, sweet. Stay hydrated, guys. And while we wait for these guys to do their thing, I want to get to work building a bridge right here because currently there's no way to get to this side of the harbor. That means we're going to need some materials though. So let's head into our starter house. I should hopefully have everything that we need in here. Oh yeah, and I also did a live stream kind of in between episodes, and I did some end city raiding. So you can see we have a bunch of goodies in here, a bunch of shulker shells, which is super awesome. And then in this other shulker box right here, we have a bunch more armor that we found, plus 4 more elytras. But you know what? We got these music discs, so before we get too carried away crafting, we got to hear what this sounds like. Where's my diamonds at? I have some diamonds in here. Let's just grab one of those. Oh man, it has been so long since I crafted a jukebox, but I think it's just wood like that with a diamond in the middle. Yeah, sweet. And then I'm thinking we just place this beside our fireplace. Let's hear what this sounds like. Oh yeah, we're vibing. We're vibing. Okay, that's enough. Oh, you know what? This looks kind of awkward here. What if we remove this, remove the composter as well, and then replace that like that? Yeah, a little bit more disguised. That's kind of cool. Okay, enough distractions. Let's grab some, what do I need? Yeah, I need some brown mushroom blocks. Okay, and I'm also going to need some moss blocks. I should hopefully have some in here. Okay, I do. And I'm also going to need some of this pale hanging moss and hanging roots. I plan on building the bridge mainly out of stone, so moving right along, let's grab some of these, some of those, some of this mossy stone bricks, some of the chiseled, cracked. I'll probably need some walls as well. And then I'm also going to use some of the packed mud. I should have some in here. Yeah, okay, I have some packed mud, and I'll also take some of these mud bricks. And then I also want to light it up a little bit, so I'll grab some of these lanterns, probably just 4. And then heading downstairs, there's just one more thing that I need. I want some of these, yeah, the tube coral blocks. I think will look really cool. Okay, but sweet, that should be... Dude, are you kidding me? Get out of here, man. Get out. Okay, I was saying that should be... Another one? Dude, get out of here. What the heck? Okay, I've been trying to say we should have all the materials we need now, so let's get to building this bridge. Oh, I guess we should check on our ghast first though. Hey, look at that, they're getting happy. That is so cute, that's awesome. Okay, these guys should be growing up any second now, but while we're waiting, let's build up this bridge. Of course it's raining now, but look, they grew up. Look at them, they are so cute. I love these guys. This one's even hanging out underneath of our brand new bridge. Look at this cutie. Okay, I didn't really understand the hype until I saw these guys for myself in game. These things are so awesome. Look at them, they're following me around. Oh, I love this. Okay, but while we're here, I did just want to add some lanterns on top of the bridge real quick, just to light up the area. And then I've been loving adding hanging roots and pale hanging moss to the bottom of my bridges, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do here. Maybe we should do one more there and right there. Yeah, sweet, I think that's looking pretty good. Finally, we have a bridge so we can access our new harbor expansion without swimming or flying, which I'm really happy about. I do just want to get the end of this bridge though connected up to, like, we have a pathway right here, so let's dig out some of these blocks, make some room for it, and we can build a little bit of a path. Geez, I'm starting to learn how to talk, I think. Maybe, perhaps. Okay, awesome. So as you can see, the pathway is all in place, so we can now, you know, just walk across the bridge, follow this pathway, and access the harbor. And I also went ahead and built a couple more boulders in this area, you know, just for the aesthetics, but I think we could probably benefit from even one more right here, so maybe we go like that, a couple more stone blocks right there, and then let's do andesite slab, and then the rest can just be stone slabs. And you know what, just for a little bit more kind of, you know, texture variation, let's swap these out with tough blocks. I don't know why I'm so obsessed. Okay, Happy Ghast, you're cute, but you're kind of like right in my shot. I was trying to say, I don't know why I'm so addicted to building boulders lately, but they just add that, you know, little extra something, which I love. The other side of the bridge though is not looking nearly as good. We still need to build a giant pathway going off in this direction to connect up to our village transformation as well as the island. We'll get started on that soon though. Right now, I want to make some of the harnesses because I'm pretty sure these Happy Ghasts are going to be growing up any second now. And I don't think the recipe is too crazy. I think all we need is some, yeah, we're going to need some leather, and then I think we're also going to need some glass, and then the last material is just some wool. So what colors do we want? Okay, maybe we can do a yellow one, maybe a purple one, and a cyan one should look pretty cool. Okay, that should be everything, so let's go over to our crafting table, and yeah, sweet, okay, we have some harnesses, so let's do a cyan one, we'll do, yeah, okay, we'll do the purple one next, let's go, and then we'll do the yellow one. Okay, and then just in case these guys haven't grown up yet, let's maybe grab some of these snowballs just to, you know, hydrate them a bit more. Okay, they're still looking kind of small. Come over here, have some snowballs. Have some snowballs, little guy. Fine, you guys want some too? Here, have some snowballs, you as well. Oh, he just grew up. I just saw that. Let's go. How do I put the harness on? Just click. Yes, dude, let's go. We're doing it. Oh, this is so cool. Can I just, yeah, we can go up. I don't even know where to go, what to do. This is just so cool. Okay, so I think we can just, oh man, yeah, okay, we can stand right on top. Oh man, look at this. This is majestic as the sun is setting. Oh man, this is cool. Okay, but maybe let's just fly this one to kind of the top of this like cherry grove hill. That might be cool. Okay, it's getting pretty dark. Let's see. Can I place a bed on this guy? No, I don't think so. So yeah, you can't really like place blocks on top. I see. Come on, Ghast, go. There's already stuff spawning down there. Oh man, oh, there's like a million creepers there. Okay, you know what? Let's just stay in the sky. That's fine. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure about this, but I'm pretty sure Happy Ghasts just kind of, you know, hang out where you leave them. So I'm gonna test that theory by leaving this guy up here, and we'll see if he can, you know, just kind of stay here and guard the top of this hill. Oh man, look how cute this little Ghast is just hanging out in the cherry grove. Let's fly right by. Oh! What? You can hit him. Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. Oh, sorry, Ghast. I thought I was gonna fly through you. My bad. Okay, let's see. Have these other ones grown up? Yeah, I think they have. Okay, let me see if I can do this super cool. Okay, throw that on and boom. Okay, and boom. There, nice. Okay, and we still have one more harness. Come on, come over here, guy, and boom. There, we did it, first try. Oh, I love these guys. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with them yet, so I think I'm just gonna let them kind of roam around the area until I decide. Okay, but in the meantime, I think let's get started on terraforming this area and getting the pathway built up, connecting all the way over to our island. Okay, maybe I got just a little ahead of myself as I was completely out of rooted dirt, so I flew around until I found an azalea tree and then I dug out all of the rooted dirt below it. But with that taken care of, I locked in and smoothed out the terrain where the new pathway is going to go. I got carried away and even dug out an entire river so that we also have the option to boat to and from the desert city if we want to. All that was left to do now was build up a few boulders and then place in the actual pathway. And I wish I was joking, but this terraforming took me close to 6 hours. Absolutely loving the vibe of riding our horse on it though, but I can't help but think about how the final path we need to build is easily 5 times times the size of this one. And to make matters worse, I've pretty much used up all of my path building materials at this point, so I had to go out into the world and gather more, like mud from a mangrove swamp and gravel which I found along the coastline. With all of the digging and terraforming we've been doing, my tools were getting low on durability, so I swung by our Enderman XP farm to repair all of our gear. With that sorted, I went back to the overworld and harvested pretty much every wheat farm in my entire world. We're going to need a lot of packed mud for the pathways, so we can combine this wheat with the mud we got earlier to craft a bunch of it. Our giant farm out by the desert definitely came in clutch. It took like 30 minutes to harvest and replant the entire thing, but man oh man did it give me a ton of wheat. I felt like taking a break from collecting materials, so I grabbed the only beacon we have in the world and set it up right beside where the final pathway is going to go. You probably already guessed it, but it's time for more terraforming. I want the final path to run through this area, but there's a hill in the way, so I had to carve out some space for it. But that wasn't the only spot that needed work. I kept grinding and prepped the whole area, making sure it'll be easy to traverse once the pathway is finally in place. It took like 5 hours, but I managed to get an area cleared out going all the way to our desert city. Having the entire area now prepped got me super motivated, so I locked in and got together the last of the materials I needed to build the actual pathway, such as brown mushroom blocks, quite a few stacks of granite, and I even had to go find an azalea tree again to get more rooted dirt. But hey, at least when I hit the cave underneath the tree, I found a few more diamonds. I mean, maybe this is surprising, I don't really know, but I don't have that many diamonds in storage, so I'll take as many as I can get. Juicy blue diamonds aside, we now have every single block that we're going to need to build the final pathway going all the way to the desert city. It's going to be absolutely massive. It took 6 shulker boxes just to store everything, which is kinda nuts. But you know what? Enough stalling, let's finally build the final pathway. And now that the grind is done, we can finally move on to the fun part, which is adding lots of details around the pathway to really help bring our world to life. For example, I purposely left this section of the pathway floating as I thought it could be the perfect spot for a cozy bridge. Before we get to building it though, let's go check in on my cats. If you haven't seen one of my videos before, I like to use my cats to guilt trip all of you into liking the video. And I mean, if I'm gonna be shameless, I might as well just let you know that you can get the world download for this entire world on my Patreon or by joining as a member right here on YouTube. Alright, let's get back to Minecraft and build this bridge. I went for a bit of like an overgrown medieval look, and I figured since I have an iron farm, why not create a super unique railing using over 50 anvils. And I thought I'd push myself and see just how unique I can get the terrain around the bridge looking, so I started mixing in various green blocks like moss, green concrete powder, and terracotta to make the area feel really lush. Okay, nobody quote me on this quite yet, but I might be cooking here. All these green blocks are looking super sweet. It's just like this subtle effect, but oh man, does it just make the area feel lush. And the next thing I'm getting started on is adding some kind of like small rocks and boulders around, mainly just using mossy cobblestone, stone, and like andesite I think looks pretty good. As you can see, I've already started adding a few. Oh yeah, and I also want to use tuff. But anyway, let's start adding a bunch of these all over the place. I think one right here will look pretty good. Maybe another one right here. Just throw a few slabs on here, maybe some mossy cobblestone there, and just sort of patch up this weird hole with some andesite slabs. We can even use some of this, I think this is, what is this? Lime terracotta in the boulders, I think, just to like look like it's really overgrown, like sort of like moss and algae has overtaken it. Looks super sick. Oh, we could probably even add some moss carpet on top. It's so subtle, but we're cooking. We're definitely cooking. And then maybe right on top, we could even add a fern. Oh yeah, wait, I actually really like that. What the heck? The fern is looking awesome. Let's even add a bit of shortgrass right on top too. I think would look pretty sweet. Yeah, really lush boulder. And then for a bit of contrast, let's maybe just throw a few of these rose bushes around. Okay. Oh dude, I think this is maybe one of the best boulders that I've ever built. Let me know what you think, but as you can see, oh, what the heck? I missed a block here. Okay, boom, crisis averted. Okay, as you can see, I have boulderfied, rockified. I think boulderfied this entire area. It's looking pretty sweet now. Let's keep adding more details though, and for areas like this where we just have kind of like a big flat section of dirt, I was thinking we could mix in a bit of coarse dirt as well as brown concrete powder just for a tiny bit of texture variation. I mean, is this totally overkill? Probably, but I kinda love it. So like right here is probably another good area. Let's remove those dirt blocks and go coarse dirt, coarse dirt. So subtle, but I like it. Okay, moving on, let's add some of these oak leaves to look like some type of bush, you know, just a bit more greenery. Let's maybe do a little bit more kind of right underneath the bridge right here, maybe boom and boom. And I mean, we do have an official bush kind of block in the game now, so we might as well scatter a few of these in here as well. Maybe a bit more over here, and I think this area could use more oak leaves as well. Can never go wrong with adding more flowers, so maybe let's just dot some of these azure bluets around. And I feel like I haven't been using these nearly as much as I should, so I want to mix in some of the wildflowers as well. Oh man, these wildflowers are underrated for sure. I was thinking though, another detail that would mix in really well, especially with the wildflowers, is this leaf litter, so I want to mix in a bunch all throughout the area. I don't know what's with this stuff, it almost puts me in like some sort of trance just because of how many like different orientations and stuff you can do with it, but overall really fun to mess around with. Leaf litter is all in place and looking good, and the next thing I was thinking we could add is more of this moss carpet around, just to kind of add a bit more sort of variety to the area. I don't know, it's gonna be subtle, but look at this area. We're going crazy with it. I reckon it would look especially nice around some of these rocks, just to help kind of blend the line in between the grass and the rock itself. Anyway, let's continue going absolutely crazy with the details, and next up, I just want to add some of these stone buttons around to look like some kind of like pebbles, you know, pretty subtle, but looks kind of cool. And you might have noticed this already, but there's kind of like a cutout channel running through this area, and I want this to be a stream, so I was thinking that we could just remove these grass blocks and replace them with some mud to make it look a little bit more official. And I mean, yeah, we obviously need to get some water in here, but one step at a time. Oops, I just broke some of my terraforming. So let's just carry right along and get all this mud in place. Okay, these right here should hopefully be the last of the mud blocks, and then let me just jump down here so you can see. Once we add the water, I think it can just kind of drop right into here and just go down into this cave. That's a good enough spot for it to end, at least for now. Kind of backtracking though, it's going to end right there, and as you can see, it's just winding nicely right through this area, and I want it to go directly through the bridge, which is going to look super sweet. I eventually want the water to start higher, probably, okay, the bridge is kind of in the way, but like probably somewhere up in this sort of like little hill up there. But for now, let's just add the water in the area we do have set up. Maybe we just start it like right here. And then as you can see, it's nicely floating down, a bit of like a mini waterfall, looking super sweet. Once we get down to here though, it's all just one level, so the water isn't gonna flow naturally. So we'll just have to turn all of this into water sources. Not too big of a deal though, honestly, I still think it's gonna look really, really good. And hopefully this last water bucket right here should do it, and yeah, it's flowing right into that cave. As I said before, definitely want it to end, you know, kind of somewhere more official later, but for now, this definitely works. Super glad we added this water, just really helped break up all of the green, and I don't know, it's just like such a vibe down here now. I love this. Definitely need some details like right along the stream though, and of course the obvious options are some of these firefly bushes, gotta use some of these for sure. And it'd also look nice if we add some sugarcane, and we can just stop those from growing all the way using the string trick, you know, kind of a classic. So maybe we just do another sugarcane right here, a string on top, maybe another one right here, and still have one more firefly bush. Let's just drop you right about there. Overall though, I'm really happy with the shape of this area right now. The last thing I want to do is just add a bunch of short grass around, just to kind of blend all the different details together, and then I think we can finally call this area done. Okay, the short grass was definitely the cherry on top. I mean, just look at this thing. You cannot tell me with a straight face that this isn't super cozy. And you know what the awesome thing is? You can't even see any of it from the bridge. I'm an idiot, aren't I? Okay, for real though, I can't even begin to describe how much I love this area. I almost hate that I love it so much because I feel like I'm gonna want to detail every area in my world to this degree, which is just gonna take so much time. We obviously won't go this crazy for, you know, every single nook and cranny in our world, but it was definitely fun to kind of push our building skills and see how detailed and cool looking we could make the terrain. But we're not even done yet, as I want to tackle this hillside right over here next. And the nice thing about this one is that we'll definitely be able to see it from the bridge and the pathway, so that'll be nice. Mainly, I just want a more natural starting point for our stream. As you can see right now, it's just kind of starting from nowhere, so if we build kind of, you know, a bit of an area up here where the stream can kind of be coming out of, a bit of like a waterfall almost, is gonna look really cool. Before we do literally anything though, I spotted some lava up here. Let's turn all of this into obsidian, because if I don't, there's like a 110% chance that I'll fall in it. Okay, perfect, that's taken care of, and you know what, I'll be extra diligent and throw a few torches down here just so nothing spawns. You know, look at me being like a good Minecraft player. I'm really proud of myself. Okay, but now that that's taken care of, I think I want to get started by doing some terraforming. You know, this hill is looking kind of weird right now, and I mean, we've barely done even any terraforming in this episode yet, so might as well do a little bit more. Okay, there's still quite a few more details that I want to add, but I think that we cooked again. And as you can see, I've already added a channel for the water going up to here, so let's go up to the very top and add the actual water. Okay, moment of truth, if I add the water right here, hopefully it'll flow all the way down and reach the water that we placed down earlier. Come on, please don't mess anything up. Okay, it's looking good, come on. Almost there, just a little bit, gotta go around this bend, and yes, perfect. Okay, hit the bottom, let's go. Okay, check this out now, we can see the water as we're walking across the bridge. I am super glad that we can actually see this stuff. You know, down here, kind of hard to see what we did, but this, definitely have a good view of it. I still want to add a bunch of vegetation like we did down below, and I have a really cool idea for what we can add at the very top of the hill, but before we get to that, let's build some custom trees. We're definitely gonna need some materials though, so let's swing by our starter house. Really hoping that we have some leaves in here, but I guess we'll see. Okay, moment of truth. Do I have any leaves in here? I have... Okay, geez, I have 33 leaves. That's not going to be enough. I have a little bit of birch as well. And the other leaf type I'm going to need is some spruce leaves. Do I have... Okay, I barely have any of those either. Great. No worries. Let's just go to our ender chest here. I have all my tools in this shulker box, so let's grab our silk touch hoe. Oh, also, while we're here, I have to show you guys this. Check this out. We have 5 shulker boxes of dirt blocks from all the terraforming, and what is this? 6 boxes of grass blocks. Pretty nuts. Anyway, though, let's go grab some leaves. Okay, luckily there's a spot just over here where we should be able to grab all 3 leaf types pretty easily. I've been hard at work grabbing a bunch of birch and oak leaves, but my inventory is pretty much entirely full, so let's throw these into a shulker box just for now. But now that we have some space, let's keep grabbing more of these birch leaves. Okay, perfect. That should be all the oak and birch leaves that we need, and as you can see, there's a taiga biome just over there, so let's go grab some spruce leaves next. Come on, let's nail this landing. Okay, good enough. Pro gamer. And we should get a decent amount of spruce wood in the process, so that is pretty nice. Look at this absolute crime I spotted. I missed a spruce log when I was cutting down trees earlier, I guess, and there's just floating leaves up there. Oh, there's 2 crimes. What the heck? Okay, we gotta deal with that right now. Okay, this is gonna be the real test of my elytra flying skills. Come on. Oh, wait, actually, pro gamer. What the heck? Okay, let's see if we can nail the landing on the second one. Come on. Okay, I'm trash. Okay, come on. Second try, and... Oh, what the heck? Okay, this is getting kind of embarrassing. It's taking me so long that it started to rain. Okay, there we go. And get out of here, floating log. I don't like you. Ow, my legs. Okay, but really, I don't need too many spruce leaves. I think, what is this, like 5 stacks should be good, so let's get out of here. Okay, I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself, but once we build the custom trees, I want to put some of the leaf litter underneath them, but I'm pretty much all out, so let's grab some lava. Dude, why do I only have 2 buckets in here? Okay, the rest of the buckets were hiding in my ender chest, I guess. Thanks, past me. Anyway, let's go ahead and grab all of this lava from our farm. Okay, and then down in the basement, let's just load up a bunch of these furnaces, and then we can get, you know, more leaf litter. Okay, but while we wait for that to do its thing, let's go get the rest of the materials that we're going to need to build these trees. Okay, so most of the trunks I want to build using walls, so let's just go ahead and turn all of these into walls. Cobblestone, we're going to use some diorite, some granite, as well as mud brick walls, and tuff. Where's the regular tuff wall? And tuff. Okay, I'm glad that's taken care of. I swear, maybe I'm just going crazy, but I feel like I hear a wandering trader out here. Where are you? There you are, hiding in the corner. Do you have literally anything useful at all? Oh wow, some pink dye. You want to know what else is gonna die? Okay, along with those walls, we're going to need some wood materials, so let's swing by our lumber mill. Oh, nailed it. So just upstairs, I have storage for all of the different wood types. I know I'm gonna want to use some pale oak. Do I have some? Okay, I have some fences and fence gates. Perfect. And then I think I'm also gonna use some dark oak and, okay, wait, actually kind of thanks past me. I have so much of the stuff all ready to go. This is pretty nice. I'm also gonna need some logs and I do have some, okay, I think some stripped. I'll take these and I'll just take like a stack of the regular ones as well. And then the last thing that I need is just some spruce stuff. So I'll take a stack of logs and then then, okay, some gates as well as some fences. Okay, we're back at our house again because I'm dumb and keep forgetting stuff, but let's grab some of these moss blocks. I'll grab these hanging roots as well, and some of this glow lichen. Okay, awesome. And then the very last thing that I need to craft is some chains. Maybe you can guess why, but I'll show you in just a minute. Let's hop down into the basement of the blacksmith, and okay, perfect. All of our leaf litter is ready, so that should be the last thing that we need. That took a bit more effort than I thought it was going to, but finally we have all the materials we need, so let's get to building these trees. I ended up building 11 trees, which is, you know, a decent amount, but nothing too crazy, and I mainly built birch and spruce trees, but I did add just one larger oak tree for a bit more variety. I really need to start building more custom trees all throughout our world because holy cow does this look nice. It just makes the area feel like so much more enclosed and just, I don't know, cozy and immersive. I really like this. Okay, but we did not make all this leaf litter for nothing, so let's go ahead and dot some of this underneath all of the trees. Here you go, little spruce tree, have some fallen leaves. Dot some around here, maybe even a little bit kind of blue onto this boulder. That'd look pretty nice. Wow, we just burned through that super quick. We went through every single stack, but it's looking pretty good now. I'll be honest, it's not really, you know, the most noticeable thing ever, but I still think it was worth the time and effort, as I still think it looks pretty good. Plus, it just adds that tiny little touch of realism. If you remember, we crafted some chains a little while ago, and I was thinking we could use them to make a bit of like a swing hanging off of this tree. So let's just bring these down, maybe a couple more blocks. Yeah, a bit lower, so you know, you can actually get on. And then let's go trap door. Okay, this is a little tricky, and trapdoor. And yeah, just like that, a little bit of a swing hanging off of the tree. I really like that. Call me crazy, but I'm still not done detailing this area yet, so I swung by our starter house again and did a decent sized crafting session to get most of the materials I needed to finish off the area. I was missing just a few things though, so I first swung by the taiga biome again to dig up some podzol. After that, I went to a nearby plains biome and used shears to gather up a ton of shortgrass. Last but not least, I headed down into our custom mine to pick up some amethyst clusters from a geode. Okay, but with that, we should have everything that we need, and I got it nicely organized into some shulker boxes, so you can see right here is all of our different kind of stone items. This next shulker box has all of our different kind of plants and vegetation, and then the final one has all of our miscellaneous blocks. Alrighty, but where should we start? Maybe let's just grab all of these natural blocks, and we'll start with these. I think it'd be good to just start off with the shortgrass, so let's dot this all over the place. I don't even know how many stacks of shortgrass that was, but I added it all throughout the area, and another similar block I was thinking we could dot in is some of these bushes. They looked pretty good down below, so we might as well add some here as well. Bushes are in and looking good, and we definitely got to get some firefly bushes in here, so maybe let's just do a couple there, and maybe boop and boop. Looks especially nice right along the stream. Okay, moving right along, we definitely need some flower action up in here, so maybe let's just do some of our azure bluets in this spot. Maybe get some tulips in here for just a little pop of red. And carrying along with that red theme, let's go rosebush, rosebush, and rosebush. This area right here could definitely use some color, so let's dot some of these orange tulips around. I think that'll look pretty good. And it's not exactly a flower, but I think we could use some of these pale oak saplings to look like some bushes. And the awesome thing about these is that they won't grow up if it's not in a 2x2 area, so no worries about trees growing. And I still have a few more azure bluets on me, so let's just add a few over in this spot. This next one is a little bit weird, but I want to try mixing in some of these warped roots. Looks maybe a little bit out of place right now, but once you see what I'm going to add at the very top of the hill, I think it'll make sense. And speaking of the top of the hill, let's also add some of the warped roots up here too. And to further tie into this colorful theme that we're going for, we can do a mossy cobblestone slab, and then if we waterlog that, we can place some of this bubble coral right on top. It's such an awesome, vibrant color, and because the slabs are waterlogged, the bubble coral won't dry out, which is, you know, pretty nice, because if it did, it'd just be, you know, a kind of gross gray color. And if we're going crazy with it, we might as well mix in some of these amethyst clusters, as I think they'll blend in pretty nicely with the coral. And I don't want to go too crazy with it, but maybe we do just a few more right here. Maybe you can already guess, but I'm really excited to show you what I have planned for the very top here. Before we get to that though, I want to get like a proper way to access this area. I'm thinking just a small walking path connecting to the main road. So taking a look from the main road, I think this spot right here will work perfectly if we just kind of dig this out, replace it with some like coarse dirt and stuff, going all the way up to the top. So you know what, let's dig this out and then get to building. Okay, I think this thing turned out pretty good. It's like obvious enough that it's here, but not like too in your face. I like that it's just kind of like a bit of a hidden pathway, you know? I like that vibe. And just one final thing that I'm doing right here is just adding a bit of lighting using some of these soul lanterns on top of cobbled deep slate walls, just to light the area up a little bit. Okay, but now that we have a proper way to get to the very top, I guess it's time to reveal what my plans are for this area. Ready to hear it, sheep? So I was thinking it'd be really cool if we built some sort of like shrine or ancient ruins up here. So you know what? I think let's just build the thing. Okay, I still want to add more details, but I think this is a really good start. I'm trying to make it look really worn down and old, so maybe we do a few pressure plates and stone buttons right here to look like some of the kind of like rocks and stuff from these pillars have fallen off onto the ground. I even tried to sell that effect a little bit further by making it look like probably this pillar right here has completely fallen over and is horizontal on the ground. But anyway, let's add more of these buttons, maybe a couple right there, and pressure plate, pressure plate. I don't know why, but I think it'd look cool if we include some water up here. Maybe it's just, you know, kind of accumulated in these broken boulders. I don't know, I think it helps with the effect. For even more detail, let's do a decorated pot, and I put some pottery shards on this one. And then right beside that, let's do a regular flower pot and another one right here, and inside we can do some warped roots as well as warped fungus. On the inside of this pillar, maybe let's just do a cornflower, and then over on this side, a couple more flower pots, maybe we do another warped fungus and a piece of bamboo. And I don't really want stuff spawning up here, so maybe we do some of this glow lichen around just to light it up a little bit. The rain is making it feel pretty ominous up here, and let's tie into that even more by going like full on fantasy mode. Let's do some white stained glass, and on top of that, a white candle. Let's remove this grass so we can actually see it, and yeah, I want to do some like floating candles all the way around this. It's gonna look really cool, I think. And I want to do a mixture of both purple and white, so maybe let's just do a purple one right here. And I think you get the idea, so let me get the rest of these in place. Okay, I got the rest in place, and all we gotta do now is light these up with some flint and steel. Hopefully I can reach them all. Okay, this should be the last one right there. I haven't really added too many fantasy elements in this world yet, but after seeing this, I kinda wanna add more. And it looks like the sun is setting, so let's add the final detail, which is a lectern with a book and quill in it. I have some pretty neat ideas of what we could put inside of the book, but before I commit to anything, I want to hear what all of your ideas are. One of the things that I absolutely love about these ancient ruins is that we get a little peek of it as we're passing by on the bridge. I feel like little areas like this are what make me absolutely love a long-term Minecraft world. We've made an absolutely insane amount of progress, you know, getting all of these roads in, all of this terraforming, but it's pretty hard to visualize, so the next thing I want to get started on is building a giant map room. And I was thinking this area right beside the first pathway that we built this episode could be a great spot for it. My idea is to do a big arched entryway right here, and then we can dig a big hole into the hillside and put the maps in there. So you know what that means? Even more digging, and there's no way that I'm going to do this without a beacon, so let's set this thing up. Okay, last layer, throw our beacon right on top, and then we can do our iron ingot. We'll do haste, haste 2, and should be good to go. Low-key, I am kinda scared for how long this is about to take me, but I guess there's no time to waste, so let's get to digging. Okay, so it only ended up taking about 45 minutes, so you know, not too bad, and just ignore how scuffed it looks right now, gotta trust the process. Okay, but anyways, you know, we've built so many pathways, we definitely gotta build one, you know, connecting to this thing, so let's get this placed in. Okay, sweet, just like that, we have a pathway going all the way to the inside of our future map room. Next up, I want to get started on the entrance itself, so let's swing by our starter house and grab some materials. I want to use a lot of white blocks for kind of like a grand look, so let's do a little little inventory, see what we already have. Hopefully I have a bunch of diorite. Oh geez, okay, I actually have a pretty decent amount, very nice. Probably take some of these walls and slabs and stuff too. Okay, and then to go along with that, I want to use some calcite. I have no idea. Okay, dude, actually this is crazy. I have calcite too. The next block, I know I have a lot of already. Yeah, I have a bunch of these mushroom stems. Look at this. This is such a crazy chest. Like, what the heck? I also want to use some quartz. I think that'd blend in pretty nicely with this block palette. So let's just grab some of these. You have some smooth quartz and just regular blocks of quartz. And then the last block I want to use is pale oak wood. So let's swing by our lumber mill and see if we have any in here. I can't remember if we used it all earlier. I have a few stacks. That'll work. All right, sweet. That's actually the bulk of the materials that we need. So I'm just gonna, kind of craft this all up into the different items that we need, and then we can get to building. I'm glad we went for the white block palette as it made the whole thing look really grand, but I did texture it up quite a bit to make it look older and like it's been in the world for quite some time. And I couldn't help myself, so I blended it into the surrounding environment using some boulders and just, textured it up, added some vegetation, got the whole thing looking really good. Moving to the big room that we dug out, I got started by adding a bunch of pillars using the same white block palette as the entrance. And to save myself a little bit of a headache, I made use of one of our happy ghasts to build the ceiling. Heading inside though, you can see that I have all these different kind of like compartments dug out where we can place some maps. There's still a few more details that I want to add though, so come here, happy ghast. Okay, this thing, okay, just stay there, guy. Okay, actually come a little bit lower. Okay, stay there, perfect. It's pretty dark here at the moment, so I was thinking we could hang some glowberries off of here, just something like that, and then we can use our shears to stop those from growing. And then if we use some bone meal, we'll get this to, light up a lot. That's really good. These should be the last couple right here, and yeah, we got sweet berries going all the way around. And I think we shouldn't need Mr. Happy Ghast anymore for this project, so let's just take him back up to the top of the hill. Come on, little Happy Ghast, back to the cherry biome for you. What a chill guy. Thanks for the help, buddy. Okay, carrying on, I want to put some, I think these are called braziers, I don't know, I just looked it up and I still don't know how to pronounce it, but if we do some soul sand like that and then light this up, we get a really cool fire effect. So let's just go ahead and put one of these in front of all of the pillars. This should be the last pillar right here. Light that up, and yeah, that looks really cool. Guess we can probably get rid of all of these temporary torches now. Moving right along, I want to add a few more details to the very back wall. I already did add some inset areas using some acacia, and up here I even used some gold blocks. Kind of crazy. You might have noticed I left a bit of a hole here, and I was thinking we could add a fountain right in this spot. So let's just get ourselves up there, where's our happy ghast when we need it. Let's just patch this up really quick, and then we should be able to do some water right here, and it should fall right down. And that's looking not bad, but I do want to turn all of this into source blocks. I think that'll be looking a little bit better. Okay, yeah, definitely a lot better with it all being water sources. And let's add some decoration right in here, maybe just some seagrass and a few sea pickles to light it up. And then on the edge of the fountain, let's do a decorated pot and a couple of regular flower pots and maybe one more right there. And we still have a few flower pots on us, so let's add some at the bottom of these inset areas. And then in the flower pots themselves, I was thinking we could do a mixture of saplings, and I'm just using the regular oak, dark oak, and pale oak variants. I'm really liking the vibe of this back wall now. I think I'm happy to call this area finished. I think all that's left to do now is add the actual maps, so let's just prep this area by adding a bunch of glowstone. Okay, something just like that to illuminate the maps once we actually add them. And let's do the same thing on this side. We'll just fill this right in with some glowstone, just like so. And then so we can label the maps, let's just add a pale oak sign in each of these sections. Okay, awesome. Now it's just time for the fun part. Let's go get the actual maps. Luckily, one of the maps that I want to display is pretty much all ready to go. When we built this desert city, also, what are the villagers doing up there? Okay, I was trying to say, when we were building this desert city, we just threw a map in here, so I think let's just grab this and we'll put it in our official map room. I'm gonna make sure that I update all of these though, so that our brand new pathway is on them. And I want to duplicate all of these maps, so let's see if we can maybe buy some from the cartographer. I don't have that many emeralds though, so maybe let's just trade. Yeah, okay, we can trade some iron for emeralds. We should be able to get a bunch super easily. Okay, just like that, we have 61 emeralds, so let's buy all of the maps that we can. Okay, only 12. That is actually not that good. Okay, we'll have to wait for him to kind of refresh his trades, I guess. You know what? I honestly don't really feel like waiting. Let's maybe see if we can just craft up some of our own. So we got some iron and redstone. Over here, I should have... Okay, I have a decent amount of paper. Let's turn these blocks of iron into iron ingots, and then we should be able to craft a bunch of compasses. Okay, 8 is not that many. Anyway, let's turn all of these into empty maps. I mean, I guess that should be enough maps anyways, so let's duplicate all of these. Okay, we now have 2 copies of every single map, so let's put some glass panes in there, and then we should be able to lock one of these so that it won't get updated. I'm not gonna lie, this is already getting kind of confusing, but we should be able to figure it out. Of course, my inventory is already full, so maybe let's just put all of these ones that we already duplicated and locked into here. Okay, perfect. Now that we have some room in our inventory again, let's lock the rest of these maps. Okay, so just like that, we now have a locked and an unlocked version of every single map. So now all we gotta do is place the map inside of our map room. Okay, so let's throw these item frames right on this glowstone. Okay, now we just need to actually put the maps in here, and I'm kind of dumb and didn't keep these organized at all, so this might take me a minute. This is like honestly a jigsaw puzzle at this point. Well, that was a headache and a half, but this should be the last couple of maps right here. This looks super cool though, and has me really motivated to keep expanding our desert city. Imagine if we had a ton of builds over in this area. Oh, that'd look cool. Okay, but I do want to label this, so let's go episode 10, and then we'll put the date. I'm not kidding, I'm recording this on September 11th, you know. Alright, but sweet, we now have this map locked in time, and I think we'll probably do like an update every 10 episodes, and we'll just keep expanding down this wall. You know, so right here will take us to episode 50, and if we want to extend this, we can always just push this back wall further and keep adding maps. And then the opposite wall on this side, I want to be for maps of our island base, as well as like our village transformation, so let me get the maps all prepped and ready to go, and then we can fill this in. Here we go, the final 5 maps. Check this thing out, this looks absolutely insane. I love the network of paths just kind of sprawling the area. We were even able to fit our bridge on the map. It's looking super cool. And if you're excited to see what the map looks like on episode 20, episode 30, episode 40, and episode 50, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. As always, thank you so much for watching, and an extra special thank you to my supporters on Patreon and all of my YouTube members. Thank you so much for watching, happy building, and I'll see all of you in the next video.